prayed about some, and I had a good friend that said, why don't you start a church? I never thought about doing that. The church grew faster than I thought it would. I mean, it took me by surprise. And when that started happening, when we started having so many people come from all over the area, I saw that God was going to do something, and the church would be a strong, large church, and it was.
What brought us back and kept us here at Covenant, I would say, would be the church family that we found here has always been amazingly supportive, and the Bible-based teaching that I feel like we've always been so blessed to have here.
And we've been so appreciative and just so utterly blessed by having the youth ministry here to assist us in raising our children the way that we wanted to bring them up.
I would say that what's kept us here at Covenant has been how the truth, the power of the gospel is transforming us from the inside out and improving the quality of our lives and our relationship with the Lord.
And with each other.
Definitely with each other.
One of my favorite things about Covenant is the intentionality. I'm a very practical person, and I feel like the intentionality around how to gather God's people together in large worship settings, and then smaller Sunday school settings, and also even smaller small group settings. That strategy helps me as an introvert to be able to build community.
It's all about the relationships, and so many of the people at Covenant are the ones that we knew from before, and so we've just kind of picked right back up. Covenant gives us so many opportunities to gather as women, as families, for food, for fellowship, for VBS, for mission trips. You just look at the schedule and there's an opportunity to gather. And when we gather, we grow because we're always focused on the Word.
When I think about Gather, Grow, and Go, and that's the church's mission, I really do see it in women's ministry and children's ministry, and even just this week, being up here Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and just the repetitiveness of gathering together, where my children wake up on Wednesday mornings and they say, oh, it's Wednesday night church, and they don't want to miss Wednesday night church. And the gathering is that muscle memory, and that in that gathering, we are naturally growing and then excited to go about our day-to-day lives.
I think the thing that excites me the most is seeing the young families and the young kids. To see that many young people here and so plugged in and so active at our church gives me great, great hope about our future.
Almost every event that we've ever been to considers every member of our family and where they fit in. And I think where we saw that for the first time was the Love Lady Night, and that it was a service night for our entire family to come and serve alongside each other. And we just had never had an outlet for that before. Our kids weren't just in a nursery or home with a babysitter, that they were there and part of it.
One of the most rewarding things about coming back to Covenant is that I have seen some of the children from that era now as adults with their own kids in places of leadership in the church. So it's neat to see that next generation come along.
There's very few things that my children will miss. We could just say we're sorting pills for a mission trip, and they're like, we need to be there.
One of my favorite things that I don't want to miss is Vacation Bible School. That was so much fun this summer to see all of those kids, and I have grandchildren that came with me to that, and they were in my classroom, and they still get up every morning and ask their parents, when do we get to go back to Bible study at JoJo's church?
One of my favorite aspects of worship on Sunday morning is how intentional Rick is with just the order of worship and the songs that we sing and how it pertains to the order of worship.
I think one of my favorite songs that we sing, Sandra McCracken's Until He Comes Again. We always sit next to Liz and Josh, and I love worshiping next to them because they're always so excited and all their kids know the words. And I just love worshiping next to our pastor who gets excited about worship.
I can see a continued movement of reaching people. The church is active in missions. It's active in so many things, and so many of this is being done by young people. They've gotten a vision and they're taking it and running with it. When I retired and resigned, I told the congregation that we'd had 33 wonderful years, but I thought the best years are still ahead of them, and I still believe that.